Hello to everyone, this is Vishal and hope all are doing good. So today I will show to you that how we can bind the data using a Kotlin. And it's my fourth session related to the Kotlin, but as you see in my previous tutorials of a Java, that's I have worked with MVVM sessions, many MVVM sessions and data binding sessions, and but that was related to Java. But today I want to show to you that how we can achieve this small data binding uh, using simple steps in the Kotlin. So let's see how we can do this. So first and foremost thing that we have to go for a new project, and this project we give it as an Kotlin example data bind, and you include the Kotlin support. That is a must because of we are working with the Kotlin files. Okay, so it's an empty activity, and first we have to create this project. So if you have any issue related to your Kotlin and or small steps, if you want to know something to the Kotlin, because of in my first three tutorials I just described to you that how we can do the Kotlin's button events and simple login, likewise that. So this is a feature that we are doing in our projects. So data binding is the most important uh, nowadays. So I will show to you that how we can do. Okay, so let's see. Once it's loaded, then we'll show to you how we can bind it. Okay, it will just create a linear layout first. And make the orientation as a vertical, and remain the things be same as the text view 1 and text view 2 as in a design pattern. This is a 30 dB, and text style I will show you the bold, and text color uh, we make it as white. So we put the values on this resource as in triple F. Okay, so this is our first and one more thing I have to do, that is your margin top. It's your 10 dB. Okay, so just copy paste it. So we bind these to text view using the Kotlin. So for this first most important thing, the first step here on the build Gradle, you have to do the same. First you have to check that these things, your apply plugins be your Kotlin Android be there. If you are working with your Android Studio 3, so that means it's already be there, but if you're not working with that, so that means you have to put it these values be there. That means Kotlin Android and Kotlin Android extensions as a plugin. Okay, now then you will see your version here. Your Gradle version is here is 3.0.1. So for that, what to do, you just use as a capped com Android data binding 3.0.1 with the same version. Okay, so on your dependency do this. And the third thing is you have to put the data binding as enabled true. Okay, and the last step of the binding is you have to capped generate stubs true. That is the most important, otherwise it You get errors using the BR and these kind of things, binding errors. So this is your generate status true. So these important features you have to put it, that first is this is already be there. Then you have to check your version, it's a 3.0.1. if you have a 2.3.1 or other versions, so you have to put this on your capped here when you load it. So you have to put it as com android data binding compiler, whatever be your version there. Okay, so these things be, and that is the most important, that your generate stubs is equals to true. So sync that. Yes, once it sync that, I will create a view model for that, because already we our activity main axle designed. So for this you have to make a Kotlin file. Yeah, do one thing, make a package, because of we have to separate all the packages be there. So say view model. So here we have a view models for the Kotlin files. So new Kotlin file. Here you say it is a user. So this is your class user in a Kotlin, and here you can say it is a var name, or you say it is a first name, a string, at this time it's in the blank, and where your last name string, nothing at this time, and you have to create the constructor generate secondary constructor that is with the parameterized. Okay, so this is your just simple model be ready, and you have to access this model on your activity main. So what our binding steps, if you see not data binding on a Java, so for that we have to use the same thing as we are working, use it to put the layout, and you have to make a data, and then after that you have to create a variable. In this variable I have to say it is a user model, and in this user model we can say it is a com dot example view model user, and put this tag as an below of your layouts, and put this layout values be here on your main layout. Otherwise you can put it on it, but it's good if you put it the more layouts be there. So these are linear layout, and yeah, background, I have to change the background as an primary color. So let's see the design there. Okay, and one more thing, set the gravity, so we can put it center, and yes, now we have to bind this data here. So what to do, just simple add your user model dot your first name, and just copy it and paste it, and it's your last name. Okay, so this to be text view for the binding data ready. And now what we have to do on main activity, as there is also been activity binding variable, so say where, you can put as a val. So say activity I will describe you where you use the where and where you use the val. But at this time you are working with val activity binding. That means you have to value that, and this your activity main binding, and that is your data binding util dot set content view this comma complete r dot layout dot main, and set content view, no need of this. Okay, so how we bind this model? So say this is your val user, and that user be your user, alt enter, and your first name is just say uh, uh, this is your John, and this is your last name, and that is Martin, like that. So, and we have to put it as an activity main binding dot. Here we have a set variable. So here we have to set the variable as an br dot. This is your user model. This user model is, you have to put it on your activity main, by which you can access the things, and here you have to set your user variable. Okay, and say activity main binding dot execute pending bindings. That means it execute all the bindings with it there. So this is your simple steps. This user model will be the same name as your activity main user model. Okay, so now we have to test this on your Genymotion. So this is very simple steps, but that is the most important thing, that how we can do this on your just like the capped generate stubs, and the other thing is your plugins and your versions of a capped. So this thing, and in your main activity the process is same just as in Java, but here we have to set the variable and then execute the bindings. Okay, so that's it. So now we have to start this, and let's see what happened. Okay, so let's see what happened. Now, yeah, so you can see that's John Martin Bay here. So it's very easy to work with this Kotlin data binding. So this is our first tutorial, and I will show you more that how we can bind the list view and other things using the Kotlin. So continue with this tour. Thank you so much for the day.